So good morning, all of you. In last lecture, we have discussed regarding with the erosional process of the river. Okay, in that we have seen there are four types of the erosional processes. One is the hydraulic action, second one is the abrasion, third one is the attrition, and fourth one is the corrosion. Okay, now details regarding with the each type of the erosional process we have discussed in detail. Now, today we are going to discuss regarding with the some of the important erosional features, or it is also known as the erosional landforms, which are developed due to the river. Now, what is the meaning of erosional landforms or features? Now, due to erosion process by the river, some structures are developed in the river bed or along the river channel. So that structures are considered as a erosional features or erosional landforms. Now, due to the erosion of the river, the number of erosional structures are developed, but we are here going to discuss the structures or the features, or it is also known as the landforms, which are important from our civil engineering point of view. Only those features we are going to discuss here. Okay. Now, this is the these are the important structure. One is the pothole, next is waterfall, valleys, mesas, butte, river terraces. Okay. Now, each feature we will discuss in detail. Now, first pothole. Now, pothole you might have seen. So these are the potholes which you can see here in the image. Now, pothole means these are the depressions. Mainly, they are in circular shape. These are the depressions which are developed in the river bed, having the circular or semicircular shape. Now, this is the important. These are the important points regarding with the potholes. These are the depression in river bed, having different size and shape. Okay. Now, some of the potholes means the depressions which are developed in the river bed, they are having different size and shape. Now, what is the meaning of different size and shape? Now, when discussing with the size of the potholes, some potholes are very small in size, means the diameter and depth of the that potholes are very small, but the there are some potholes which are very large in size, means diameter is very large in meter, depth is also maximum. So that size of the potholes are mainly depend on the type of the rock present at the river bed. Means if the rock present in the river bed, that is at the bottom of river, is soft in nature, then large size potholes are developed because the soft rock easily undergo erosion process. That's why it is the potholes developed in such a type of the rocks are very large in the size. Now, shape. Shape means uh, when we consider the shape of the potholes, generally the potholes are circular in shape, but at some places semicircular shape or heart shape potholes are also developed. Now, results of process of erosion of river bed. Now, these potholes are developed due to the erosion of the river bottom. Now, generally, the shape is cylindrical or bowl shaped shape is there, cylindrical or bowl shaped. Bowl shaped means when we consider the shape of the pothole, it is bowl shaped. Bowl shaped means the diameter towards the upper size is greater and the diameter towards the lower size is smaller. Such a type of the shape is considered as a bowl shaped. Now, regarding with the size, few centimeter to many meters in diameter and depth, means some potholes are having diameter and depth in centimeter, and some potholes which are large in size, having the diameter and depth in meters. Okay. Now, these potholes are commonly developed in the rocks having fractures and joints. Means those rocks are with fractures, joints, or cracks. In such a type of the rock, the potholes are easily developed. Okay. So these are the some images of the potholes. Now here you can see that these are the very small sized potholes. Okay. The diameter and depth are in centimeter. Okay. Depth and diameter is in centimeter. So such a type of the potholes are considered as a small sized potholes. And when you look the shape is generally cylindrical or circular in shape. Now, always in the potholes, you got such a type of the rock particles, and these rock particles are considered as a tools, TOOLS, tools. Now, now the diameter and the depth of the potholes are continuously increasing due to these tools. Now, how these tools are responsible for the increasing diameter and depth. Now here you can, in this image, you can see that, just a minute, I will activate my, now here you can see that these are the tools, okay, the rock particles which are present in the potholes. These rock particles are considered as a tool, okay. Now, how these tools are responsible for the increasing diameter and depth. So, you know that the water is continuously moving in one direction. So here, the water is moving towards the left hand side. So, this moving water, when enters into this depression, or when this water enters into this pothole, that time this water moves in the circular direction in this pothole. Okay, in this pothole, the water is moving in circular direction. Now, due to the circular direction of water, the tools which are present at the bottom of river, that tools or that rock particles are also moving in circular direction along with that water. And if these rock particles are having sharp edges, so here I have marked the tool which is having sharp edges, which is not perfectly rounded. Such a sharp rock particles or tools eroded both the side, all the sides and bottom. Okay, these hard and irregular rock particles having the ability to do the erosion of the sides of the potholes, as well as they are responsible to erode the bottom of that pothole. That's why the continuous diameter and depth of the potholes are increasing due to such a type of the tools present in the pothole. Now here you can see that these are very large potholes having the large diameter and depth. Okay. Now the second type of the erosional feature is considered as a waterfall, and you know the meaning of waterfall. In Marathi, it is considered as a dhabdaba. Okay. Now, how these waterfalls are developed? Okay. So here you can see this is the typical sketch of the waterfall. Now, how these potholes are developed? Waterfalls. A waterfall is a place where water flows over a vertical drop or a series of steep drops in the course of stream or river. Okay. Now, what is the meaning of waterfall? Waterfall means it is a sudden drop of the water along the river course. Okay. It is sudden drop of water along the river course. It is vertical sudden drop. म्हणजे रिव्हर फ्लो होत असताना सडनली एक व्हर्टिकल ड्रॉप जो तयार होत असतो, सडनली व्हर्टिकली वॉटर खाली पडत असतं, दॅट vertical drop of the water is considered as a waterfall. At some places, the waterfalls are not in vertical drop; they are in step-like pattern. Now, these waterfalls are developed when a change of lithology take place along the river course. Okay, means along the river course, if the lithology is changed. Lithology is changed means when the rock types are changed in such a condition, the potholes are developed. So I will show you how. Suppose this is the one type of the rock present in the area, and to this rock, this is the middle again another type of the rock. So if this rock is hard in nature and this rock here is soft in nature, okay, now and moves in the water moves along this direction, the river water is moving in this direction. So here what happens, so this is the soft rock, and due to its soft nature, due to continuous action of the river water, okay, so here this is the river water flowing along over this soft rock also. So continuously the water action taking place with this bottom soft rock, and that's why this rock continuously undergo erosion, means the area continuously eroded and removed from that place. So if this process still going on after some years, after some years, this area completely eroded. This area completely eroded, and the water which is flowing in steady condition, they can vertically drop down like this, okay, in this direction, and that's why the vertical drop is created here, and this vertical drop of the water in the river course is considered as a waterfall. Okay, so like these processes, alternate soft and hard rocks are there in such a conditions, such a type of the waterfalls are developed. So here just a minute, I will share again my PPT. Yes. Now, alternate hard and soft rock layers are present in such a areas. The waterfalls are developed where alternate hard and soft rocks are there. Now, soft rock maximum fast erosion sudden drops means that I have explained now. If soft rock is there, it is easily undergo erosion process, means in such a type of the soft rock area, the rate of weathering and erosion is fast. So that's why they are removed from that its original place. That's why the vertical drop is created. Now rapids. Rapid means the waterfall which occurs in series of steps. Okay, when the waterfall occurs in step-like pattern, such a type of the step-like patterns are considered as a rapid, or it is also known as cascade. Okay, cascade is the another synonym used for the rapids. Cascades or rapids means the step-like waterfall. So this is the picture of the rapids or cascades, where you can see the water is not vertically drop down, water is flowing in step-like pattern. So such a type of the step-like pattern or step-like waterfall is considered as a rapid or cascade. Now, the third and most important erosional feature of the river is the valley. Okay. Now, valley, I have explained you in the practical. Valley means it is the area between two mountains or two hills. Okay. It is the area between two mountains or two hills. The depression area which is present in between two hills or two mountains. Now, from that valleys, the generally the rivers are flowing in the youth stage. Okay. Now you know that the youth stage is mainly present in the hilly or mountain region. Okay. And in that youth stage, the river is mainly flowing through these valleys. Okay. So when we talking about the river valleys are of two types: V-shaped valleys and gorge and canyons. Okay, V-shaped valleys and gorge and canyons. These are the two types of the valleys. Now here, as the name indicates that here, V-shaped valley means perfectly V-shaped is developed to the valleys. Now such a type of the valleys are considered as a V-shaped valleys. Perfectly V-shaped is developed in between two hills. Now, how these V-shaped valleys are developed? Now, these V-shaped valleys are developed or formed by downcutting and bank erosion by the river. Means downcutting. Downcutting means towards the bottom side or towards the downward side, the rate of the erosion is maximum. That's why when you look in the valley, the length of the valley, the width of the valley in the towards the upper side is maximum, and width towards the bottom side is minimum. That's why the perfectly V-shaped is developed in between two hills. The maximum rate of erosion in the river is at the bottom, so it results in formation of perfectly V-shaped valley. Means where the V-shaped valleys are present, what it indicates? It indicates that the rate of the erosion is maximum towards the bottom side. That's why they go deeper and deeper. Found in youth stage, that I have explained. Youth stage means such type of the valleys are present in the mountain region and mountain or hilly region, and mountain and hilly regions are nothing but this is the first stage, that is the youth stage of the river. Now speed is maximum, tools angular and large, and dipping of valley. Now what is meaning of this last point? In the youth stage, we know that the speed of the river water is maximum due to the steep slopes, and due to that high speed of the river water, the tools means the rock particles present in that river course are generally angular in shape, means they are irregular in shape. They are not perfectly rounded or sub-rounded in shape, and that angular tools are responsible to create maximum depth to that river valley, because when they that angular tools moving through that valley, the depth of the river valleys are continuously increasing. That's why it is considered as a dipping of valley. Dipping of valley is nothing but the increase in the depth of the valley due to that angular rock fragment present in that river course. So this is the V-shaped valleys. Okay, steep sided slopes are there along towards the both the sides. Now, second type of the valleys are considered as a gorge and canyons. Okay, so here these such a type of the valleys are considered as a gorge and canyons. Now, what is the difference between gorge, canyons, and V-shaped valley? Can anybody you notice here? What is the difference between gorge, canyons, and V-shaped valley? This is the gorge canyon type of the valley. I have shown you. This is the V-shaped valley. Look carefully. This is the V-shaped valley, and this is the gorge and canyon type of the valley. Now, can anybody tell me what is the difference between these two types? What you notice here?
Depth is large.
Depth is large here. Okay. Another? What is the another point for the differentiation? Okay. So just a minute, I will show you another type of the another example of the gorge and canyon. Just wait, I will show you. Just a minute, I'm searching it. I have to show you the perfect image for the gorge and canyon. Okay, so just wait. So this is the perfectly called as gorge and canyon valley. Okay. Now, what you seen here? What is the differentiation in between V-shaped valley and gorge and canyon valley? Now I will just minute. I will here draw the sketch regarding with the gorge and canyon. So first, this is the perfectly V-shaped valley which I have drawn towards the left hand side, and gorge and canyon valley is look like this. Okay. Now, can anybody tell me what do you seen the difference between these two type of the valleys?
God shaped valleys have U shape.
U shape. Okay, it's okay. U shape. Now, what is the meaning of U shape? Look, the
That looks wider.
wider. Okay. Now, the difference is only in the width. Okay, width of the valley. In the V-shaped valley, the width towards the top side or upper side is maximum, and when we go towards the bottom, the width is continuously decreasing. And in the gorge and canyon type of the valley, the width from top to bottom is more or less constant or same. Okay, and the slope in the V-shaped valley, the slope is very So due to disconnection, okay. So the difference between V-shaped valley and gorge and canyon valley is that it is difference in the width. In the V-shaped valley, the width of the valley towards the upper side is maximum and towards the bottom side is continuously decreasing. And opposite to in gorge and canyon, top to bottom, the width is more or less same. And slope in the V-shaped valley, the slope is very steep slope, and in the gorge and canyon type of the valley, the slope is perfectly vertical slope. Okay, so this is the difference between V-shaped valley and gorge and canyon type of the valley. Okay, so such a type of the gorge and canyon valleys you might have seen in various movies. Okay, Hollywood or Bollywood movies mostly you might have seen. Best example, Rowdy Rathod movie. In that Rowdy Rathod movie, such a type of the gorge canyon valley you have might have seen. Okay, so just a minute. Now, the next erosional feature developed due to the river action. That erosional feature is mesa and butte. Okay, mesa. Mesa developed in horizontal layered rock. Okay, so such a type of the features are developed in the horizontal layered rock, where in those rocks having the horizontal layer in our area in Maharashtra, such a type of the features are generally developed. Uh, these are the three features. Three features are there. Just a minute. First one is the plateau. First feature is the plateau. Just a minute. Second feature is the mesa. Okay. And third feature is the butte. Okay. So these are the three features: plateau, mesa, and butte. Now, these three features having only difference in its size. Okay. Other characters are same. Size of the plateau is very large. Size of the mesa is medium, and size of the butte is very small. Only size difference is there. Now, what is the meaning of these three features, plateau, mesa, and butte? When the high elevated area having flat top surface, such a features are considered as a plateau, mesa, and butte. Okay, just wait, I will show you here. So such a features are considered as a these are the three features: plateau, mesa, and butte. Now, what do you see similarity in these three features? Top surface is flat. Okay, in these three features, top surface is flat, but only the size matter. Plateau having the very large area, mesa having medium area, and butte having very small area. Only this much difference is there in these three features. Plateau in Marathi it is considered as a pathar. Okay, best example Pathgani plateau is there. Okay, in very in Maharashtra at various places you can see such a type of the flat topped hill. Okay, so if the area is in kilometer, more than 5 or 10 kilometer area is there, then such a type of the feature is considered as a plateau. And the area of that flat surface is 1 to 5 kilometer, then it is considered as a mesa. And when it is less than 1 kilometer surface area, then it is considered as a butte. Okay, only this much difference is in these three features. Otherwise, all the characters are same. Now, these are the isolated tableland area with steep sided slope. Isolated means uh, only one or two such a type of the flat hills are present in area. That's why it is considered as a isolated. It is not present in the group. Only one or hardly two features are developed in that area. Top rock layer is hard and flat, so give terrace like appearance. Means top surface is hard, that's why it can't undergo weathering and erosion process easily. That's why the flat surface is developed towards the upper side. Large sized caps are called mesa, whereas small sized patches are called butte. Okay, so these are the another example of the butte and mesa. Mesas having medium size and butte are very small sized isolated flat surface, flat top surface bodies. Next erosional feature of the river is the river terraces. Okay, now what is the meaning of river terraces? River terraces means step like flat surfaces that occurs on the both the sides of the many river channel. Okay, now when you look any river channel, you can see the flat surfaces along the both the sides. Okay, so here you also you can see such a type of the flat surfaces. Okay, so here this is the one flat surface, this is another flat surface, this is another flat surface which are present along these river channel. Okay, so such a flat surfaces which are present along the both the sides. Okay, they are not present towards the one side, they are always present along the both the sides. So such a type of the flat surfaces which are present towards the both the side of the river, such a feature are considered as a river terraces. Okay, may formed in hard or soft rock area. So what is the meaning of this? It may be found in hard and soft rock area. It is usually covered by alluvial soil. Alluvial soil means the soil which is carried by the river in rainy season. What happens? The river expand the it limit, means it go the river water goes into adjoining area in the flood situation. That time the soil which is carried through that river is deposited or settled in such a areas, marginal areas. So such a type of the river terraces, that is flat areas which are present towards the both the side of river, they are covered by that alluvial soil. Alluvial soil means the soil which is carried by river. Now this feature, that is the river terraces, is mainly present or we can see in the mature stage. Mature stage means middle stage, when river enters into plain area from the mountain area. Now the river terraces are of two types. One is the paired river terraces, and second type of the river terraces is the unpaired river terraces. Paired and unpaired river terraces. Now, what is the difference between paired and unpaired river terraces? So here you can see the difference between paired and unpaired river terraces. Now, what is the difference? Clear difference is there. You can easily recognize. Paired terraces means along the both the side of the river terraces having similarity in height, similarity in the width. So such a type of the terraces are considered as a paired terraces. And unpaired terraces, you can see here the along the both the side of the river, you can get the difference in height as well as in the width of the river terraces. So if the river terraces are different in height and width along the both the side of the river, such a type of the river terraces are considered as a unpaired river terraces. So these are the important erosional features which are developed due to the river action. Erosional features, or it is also known as the erosional landform that I have explained you. Now, next we are going to discuss regarding with the river transportation. Okay. Now, I have explained you three important processes of the rivers are there. One is the erosion, second one is the transportation, and third one is the deposition. Now, out of these three processes, just we have finished the first process, that is erosional process of the river. Now, after the erosion, we are going to discuss regarding with the second type of the process, which is considered as a river transportation. Now, you might have got the meaning of the river transportation. After the weathering, the rock particles which are formed, they are carried from one place to another place with the help of flowing water, and that water generally considered as a river water. Now, the particles which are carried in that river water, they are transported from one place to another place by various ways or by various actions, and that actions or that river transportation process, now we are going to discuss in detail. Okay. Now, river need energy to transport material in it. Now, what is the meaning of this? The particles which are present in the river course, they are not transported from one place to another place automatically. They need some energy. And what is the source for that energy? The speed of river water is the main source of the energy. If river water having this speed, then that particles are moving from one place to another place, and such a type of the movement is considered as a river transportation. Okay. Now, level of energy in a river changes from source to mouth. Level of energy means the speed of river water. Level of energy is nothing but the speed of river water from its source to mouth. Source means the initial point where the river is originated. That is considered as a source. And mouth means where the place where a river meets to the ocean or sea. That place is considered as a mouth of river. So from source to mouth, the speed of the river water is different. We have discussed in this point in the stages of river. So towards the youth stage, the speed of the river water is maximum. In the mature stage, it is medium, and in the last old stage, the speed of the river water is very less. Okay. When energy level is high, energy level is high means if the speed of river water is maximum, then large rocks and boulders can be transported. In hilly region or mountain region, huge boulders are there, and such boulders are transported from one place to another place only when the river water having maximum speed. If the speed of river water is not maximum, then it is not possible to move such a boulder from one place to another place. Okay. You might have seen it in Kedarnath movie or various movies which are picturized in Himalayan region. Or you might have seen before 4 5 years ago, there was huge landslide in the Kedarnath area. And when you observe the image of the Kedarnath temple nowadays, behind that Kedarnath temple, one very large boulder is present, and that boulder is transported from that hilly region due to the high speed of the rainwater. Okay. So such a large boulders are transported from one place to another place due to high speed of the river. And if the energy level is low, okay. Now, what is meaning of energy level is low? means if the speed of river water is low, only small particles can be transported. Only small particles means sand size particles are only possible to transport from one place to another place when the speed of river water is low. Now, transportation of the particles present in the river course, that transportation is carried out by four processes or four ways. One is the traction, second one is the saltation, third one is the suspension, and fourth one is the solution. Okay, traction, saltation, suspension, and solution. Now here, first we will discuss the first process, that is the traction process. Okay. Now this traction process is again divided into two types. First one is the rolling and second one is the sliding. Okay. Now when the traction process, we call the transportation is in the traction process when the very large size boulders are there. When very large size boulders are there, then we can see the traction process. Okay. Now, if the boulders are of rounded or sub-rounded shape, if the boulders are rounded or sub-rounded shape, then they are transported from one place to another place by rolling action. And if the boulders are angular or subangular in shape, transported from one place to another place by sliding way. Okay. Now what I have explained here, या चार प्रोसेसेस पैकी पहिली प्रोसेस असते ती म्हणजे ट्रॅक्शन. आता ट्रॅक्शन मध्ये दोन टाईपच्या प्रोसेसेस होतात, रोलिंग आणि स्लाइडिंग. ओके. आता ही जी ट्रॅक्शन प्रोसेस असते ती मेनली बोल्डर्सशी रिलेटेड असते. म्हणजे खूप मोठे जे रॉक पार्टिकल्स असतात त्याला बोल्डर्स म्हटलं जातं. आता हे बोल्डर्स एका प्लेस पासून दुसऱ्या प्लेस पर्यंत दोन पद्धतीने त्याचं ट्रान्सपोर्टेशन होतं. पहिली पद्धत आहे रोलिंग अँड सेकंड प्रोसेस इज दी स्लाइडिंग. रोलिंग कधी होतं, जर हे बोल्डर राउंडेड किंवा सब राउंडेड शेप मध्ये असतील तर ते लाईक दीज आर दी बोल्डर. असे जर राउंडेड किंवा सब राउंडेड मध्ये असतील तर त्यांची एका प्लेस पासून दुसऱ्या प्लेस पर्यंत ते असे रोलिंग होत पुढे जातात, लाईक ए बॉल मुव्हिंग ऑन दी ग्राउंड. म्हणजे एखादा फुटबॉल असेल तो ग्राउंड वरती जसा मूव्ह होत जातो फॉरवर्ड डायरेक्शन मध्ये, त्याला आपण रोलिंग ऍक्शन म्हणतो. किंवा व्हील्स ऑफ द व्हेकलचे व्हील्स जसे पुढे जातात त्याला आपण रोलिंग ऍक्शन म्हणतो. ओके. आणि स्लाइडिंग मीन्स इफ दी रॉक पार्टिकल्स आर सच अँग्युलर ऑर शार्प एजेस. जर असे मोठे रॉक पार्टिकल्स असतील आणि त्यांचे एजेस किंवा त्यांच्या साइड जर फ्लॅट असतील तर त्यांचं रोलिंग होत नाही. दे आर नॉट रोलिंग, दे आर जस्ट स्लाइडिंग फ्रॉम वन प्लेस टू अनदर प्लेस. एका प्लेस पासून दुसऱ्या प्लेस पर्यंत त्यांचं फक्त स्लाइडिंग होतं. स्लाइडिंग म्हणजे घसरत जातात. ओके. म्हणजे आपण एखादा फ्लॅट सरफेसचा जर क्यूब असेल त्याला आपण पुश केलं तर तो स्लाइड होत पुढे जातो. ओके. सो traction is having two type of the transportation. One is the rolling and second one is the sliding. Okay. Now next one is the saltation. Okay, just wait, I will clear all the drawing. Now second process is the saltation, and this process is happen in the pebble sized particle. Pebble means लेस दॅन बोल्डर अँड ग्रेटर दॅन सँड साईज. म्हणजे सँड पेक्षा मोठे आणि बोल्डर्स पेक्षा कमी असलेली साईज म्हणजे पेबल असते. त्याला आपण गोटा सुद्धा असं म्हणतो की मोठे गोटे जे आपल्या रिव्हर कोर्स मध्ये बघायला मिळतात त्याला पेबल्स म्हटलं जातं. आता या पेबल्सचं ट्रान्सपोर्टेशन कसं होतं? ओके, that transportation is considered as a saltation process. Now how it happen? Just wait, I will show you. Suppose this is the river bottom. Okay, just wait. Suppose this is the river bottom and this is the level of water present in that river. Okay, now here the pebbles are present in the river bottom. Okay, so these are the pebbles present in the river water. Now if the speed of river water is maximum, if the speed of river water is maximum, that time these pebbles are uplifted, and uplifted in that water, they are moving forward, and when the speed of river water gets decreases, again they are settled at the bottom. Okay, so such a up and down transportation of the pebbles due to variation in the speed of river course, such a type of the transportation of the particles are considered as a saltation process. ओके, म्हणजे रिव्हर वॉटरचं स्पीड ज्यावेळेस मॅक्झिमम असतं त्यावेळेस ते पेबलचे पार्टिकल्स असतील, ते पेबल पार्टिकल्स काय केले जातात, अपलिफ्ट केले जातात. अपलिफ्ट करून ते पुढे जातात. ज्यावेळेस स्पीड डिक्रीज होतं ते पुन्हा बॉटमला काय केले जातात, सेटल केले जातात. सच अ टाइप ऑफ द ट्रान्सपोर्टेशन इज कन्सिडर्ड ॲज ए saltation process. Okay, now third type of the process of the transportation is the suspension process. Okay, suspension means such a type of the transportation we can see in sand sized particles. एकदम फाईन सॅन्ड साईजचे पार्टिकल्स असतील, ते पार्टिकल्स काय केले जातात, these particles are always uplifted in the river course like this. Very small size चे लँड सॅन्ड पार्टिकल्स असतील ते नेहमी वॉटर मध्ये अपलिफ्ट केलेले असतात आणि त्या अपलिफ्ट मुवमेंट मध्ये ते एका प्लेस पासून दुसऱ्या प्लेस पर्यंत काय केले जातात, ट्रान्सपोर्ट केले जातात. सो such a type of the transportation of the sand particles in the river water is considered as a suspension. Means they are always present in the water, they are not settled at the bottom. Okay, and last type of the transportation of the material or last type of the transportation by the river is the solution type. And solution, in the solution type, these soil sized particles are transported. Now how these soil sized particles are transported? Now these you know that the soil is completely dissolved in water, and due to that we got the high turbidity in the river water in the rainy season, because that soil particles are completely dissolved in that water. So if the soil particles or very small sized particles are dissolved in water, with dissolve situation or with dissolution, that particles are moving from one place to another place along with that river water. Such a type of the transportation is considered as a solution. Best example, calcium carbonate material is easily dissolved in water. That's why they are transported from one place to another place. And after the evaporation, when water evaporated, that dissolved particles remains behind, because in the evaporation process only H2O particles are evaporated and other particles are not evaporated. Other particles are settled down at the bottom after the evaporation. So these are the four processes of the transportation. Traction are of two types. One is the rolling and second one is the sliding. Mainly boulder sized particles are transported from one place to another place by this traction process. Saltation, pebble sized particles, up and down process, means particles are uplifted when the speed of river water is maximum. When the speed of river water decreases, they are settled down at the bottom again. Suspension, sand-sized particles are always uplifted in the water, and with upliftment, they are transported from one place to another place. Solution, soil-sized or completely dissolved particles are transported from one place to another place with that river water. So these are the four ways or four processes of transportation of the soil, four processes of the transportation with the help of river water. Okay, so this is the image of the or diagram of the transportation of the particles. Traction means very large boulders rolled, saltation, continuous upliftment and settlement of the pebble sized particles. Sand sized particles are always uplifted, that is considered as a suspension. And solution, when complete dissolved into water, they are transported from one place to another place. Okay, so herewith I have finished the second type of the process of the river, that is transportation. Only one process is remaining regarding with the river, and that process is the deposition. Okay, and that deposition process we will finish it in our next lecture. Okay, so it is almost 11 now, and herewith I will stop my today's lecture. We will continue it on Saturday.